Welcome back, everyone, to another Slab Stocks YouTube live show. My name is Aaron, one of your hosts, joined by Nate every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time here on the Slab Stocks YouTube channel. Absolutely love doing these live streams. Today, I think, is going to be quite the stream, Nate, because we've got a lot to talk about from the weekend of football. One of the best weekends of all time, unless you're someone that likes the Packers or the Buccaneers or the Bills
or Tom Brady.
or Tom Brady. Or the Titans, if there's any Titans fans out there in our stream today. We've got a couple other fun things to talk about at the beginning too. But before that, I just want to thank everyone for coming and being here again and discussing cards with us, because we're going to be asking a lot of questions throughout tonight's stream. So please be ready to toss in some comments in the chat. We absolutely love getting your opinions on values, on buy, sell, players, whatever it is. Feel free to comment along with us, ask us questions. Both Nate and I will be monitoring the comments tonight, because I'm sure Nate's got a lot to talk about. He did a lot of the football research. I did the beginning research. But before we get into any of that, last week we did our Monday episode with no charts, no sales data points, none of that. We did on why we love sports cards, because there's frankly too much just unwarranted negativity, I think, going around on the hobby right now. Well, maybe for the specific reasons warranted, but there's just a lot of people that like to jump in and add fuel to the fire. We want to not do that. We would like to sit here and just talk about collecting and all that stuff. And it's a really fun thing for us to do this. So let's have fun with it. And last week, Nate wasn't able to be here because Nate was moving our guy Slabstock Sam Dunks down to St. Louis, or I guess up for Sam. But Nate, why don't you sit here and let us know your why do you love sports cards, and why are you involved, and why are you excited about what's to come? Because I think that's the most important part, is why are you excited about what's to come? Because there's a lot of great things to be excited about.
All right, well, let's start with why I'm involved. I guess.
And why do you love them?
Why do I love them? Obviously started from a young age. I think I was probably 3, 4 when I got my first cards. Both my brothers are older than me, obviously. And so, well, not obviously if you don't know me, I guess. But, they collect cards. They get into cards. So I get into cards. So we had a bunch of 80s and 90s baseball, football, and occasionally a basketball card or a hockey card, something like that. And so from a young age, it's kind of a fun thing. You look through it. You look through your Beckett price guide, which is just eBay today. And you're like, ooh, this Tim Couch
card ladder now.
Card ladder now, yeah. This Tim Couch card's $4. Of course, I found it in a Lego bucket. It's bent in half and stuff, but it's $4, And you're just super excited about that as a little kid. And then your video games and stuff like that take the place of cards, and Legos, and that took the place of buying cards, because you only had so much money to spend as a kid, right? And then I got into my college years, and Aaron was really into cards. And all of a sudden, I gave him some advice, and all of a sudden I realized that this was a way for me to not only enjoy cards that I enjoyed when I was younger, but also enjoy sports more. Specifically minor league baseball. Like I enjoyed Major League Baseball quite a bit. And minor league baseball was one of those things that I enjoyed tracking prospects, but I never really got into. And then you start collecting minor league baseball players, and Aaron knows this, Nate Pearson, Forrest Whitley, those guys. And all of a sudden you're tracking you're tracking every game they play. Every game they play. And it was amazing. And it's really fun. It's really been really fun this last year to track Everson Pereira. So like, just the joy of getting to get just a little bit closer to the game we love is the reason I love sports cards the most. And then secondly is, a lot of people have communities, right? Whether it be your family, your work community, your church community, college, high school, whatever. But a lot of times, those only take up so much time in your life. You see, if you don't live by your family anymore, you see them or you talk to them on the phone. You see them a little bit, and that takes up a few moments of your day. You go to church on Sunday or whatever, takes up an hour of your day, or so. And you have that community. You have maybe a business club community or something, and they all take up small portions, but you still have a ton of time. The nice thing about cards is that it does create a community aspect. And there's people that text me on DM and Instagram and stuff that I never thought I would talk to before. Never thought I'd talk to somebody from, you know, India or Indiana or California or anything like that. And so you get to meet people and talk to people and just fill your day a little bit more with, you fill your day with like-minded people, but then you get into cards and you got even more like-minded people, which is always nice. So that's why I love cards. And then what am I looking forward to most with cards? Um I guess I don't really know. I I think what I would like is just to keep building what you and me have been building, and then also building the community around sports cards. Kind of get you brought it up the negative tension that's been going around the sports card community. Maybe we get off of that a little bit. Maybe people that have been negative quiet down just a smidge, and we can go from just looking at controversies to just looking at cards. Because at the end of the day, now this is, it's a hobby, it's a business, it's a hobby, it's a business, and there's obviously money to be made, and when there's money to be made, there's going to be negative things coming out of it. But if everyone can just remember that it is in fact sports cards that are valuable because of dudes playing a game, I think it would be a lot easier for people to handle the controversy and just be like, I don't care what's happening out there. I'm in my little bubble with my own Aaron Ashby's, and who cares? So that's what I'm looking forward to if we can get there.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Nate, for giving us that. It was a great episode last week. I'm happy you're able to share some stuff too about that. If you wanted to listen to last week's episode, please feel free. I knew when we were going to do that episode, it's going to be one of our least viewed streams of 2022 and probably the last few months before that. But that's a really interesting thing to think about. Is a lot of people really like to join in on the drama and not as much on the let's just enjoy what we're here for, which is kind of interesting. But I think that what Nate said is right. Let's get a little bit more back towards the enjoying the cards and enjoying each other portion. Because I feel like that we've been doing that as much as we can, but just in general, it'd be nice to keep going that way. JM1231 just dropped a comment. I just had a package arrive at PSA and delivery was rejected. Any advice? That is interesting. I know that PSA accepts both USPS and FedEx shipments. Did you ship the right service to the right address? That would be my first thought. And then secondly, I have no idea how it'd be rejected if you just listed exactly the address that they had. I would check in on that. I've never had that happen to me. But today's
First
episode
is this, and second thought is I have no idea. Is basically what you just
What do you say?
I said your first thought was this, and your second thought was you have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. That is very true. Exactly. So today's episode, like I said, it's going to be about the market movement around the NFL playoffs. But before we get into that, we've got some recap to talk about from the PWCC weekly auction number 1. We just dropped this post on Instagram recapping some of the craziest sales in my eyes, or at least not necessarily head scratchers, but eye poppers, some of them head scratchers. And I want to chat about them and get you all's opinion here. Last night on Sunday night, the first PWCC weekly auction ended. A lot of you probably came and watched our live bidding stream. That was super fun. But all these sales we're going to cover were not the ones we were bidding on. And we just want to talk about what these sales were and why and how they affect each individual market. So you obviously, if you listened to our stream last night, you had to know that 2020 Optic Tom Brady Gold of 10 PSA 8 was going to show up here. It sold for $13,800 or $13.8K. And then on the right, the Tom Brady, that is a sticker auto from 2021 Luminance PSA 9 out of 5, sold for $14,400. Someone explain that to me in the comments. Can you justify that Tom Brady in any way, shape, or form? I feel like that you should be able to find a bunch of other Tom Brady autographs instead that are better value and cooler cards or on card or whatever. Do we think it's because it's
his
face?
How many times what? I bet it is. I
mean, there's not many times you get just a face in a football card, right? Not many times at all.
Never ever. Think of one time you've seen Tom Brady's face on a football card.
Okay, well, Tom Brady, no, but I was gonna say 1989 score.
Yeah. But I mean, for a Tom Brady card.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But to me, it's like if that was an on-card auto, the price makes a little bit more sense. But still, 2021 sticker auto.
Got an Allen and Ginter feel to it.
It does. Yeah, Bucks uniform auto maybe, but there's a lot of other Bucks uniform autos, or at least I think that there are a good amount of others. Even though there's a good amount of others ending last night. Let us know in the comments. Do either of these two sales make sense to you for over $10,000? To us, or at least to me, I think Nate might be in the same camp. No, but to each their own. I mean, the market dictates the market, and we can't sit here and say for one way or another why something wouldn't be worth what it is if we're not.
Can I throw a hot take out there for you?
Go ahead, Nate.
I'd rather have the Luminance Auto than the Optic Gold.
Oh, well, if it's between the two, I think the same. Now the sticker's pretty blatant on there, which is a little bit of an eyesore, but it's a more unique card.
I mean, I guess I don't know if it's a hot take, but it is Optic Gold, and people love their golds and they love their Optic, and this is Luminance Sticker Auto.
Right.
So maybe it wasn't a hot take, but I'd much rather have the Luminance Auto.
Yeah, no, I feel you for sure. Which I guess is why it sold for $600 more. Maybe just one more person is willing to pay a little bit more for it. The basketball sales that we're looking at here, this one is pretty shocking to me. I know these things are rare, but 2019 Prism Tiger Stripe Zion Williamson super short print from Choice BGS 9. This is not like a crazy grade. This is an 8.5 centering with a surface of a 9. So for $5,000, I am shocked. I was shocked when I saw that. I was really, really shocked. And we've got to compare there to a Luka Doncic and Trae Young. This is a dual auto, sticker autos, mind you. Numbered out of 10, BGS 8 of Luka and Trae, the two top players from the 2018 draft class. That one sold for 4.9. Now, Nate, give me your thoughts on these two.
I guess I don't have a price to compare them to. So I don't know what Zion used to go for. I imagine he went for more than $5K. I guess I'm just a little bit shocked that it would go that high, considering maybe if the grades were switched around and there was an 8.5 on something else and a 9.5 on centering or a 9 on centering, I could see that going for that much. But the 8.5 on centering, isn't that usually like a huge detractor?
Yeah, I would say so. I guess, Nate, here's what I have to tell you about previous sales. BGS 9.5 of this exact same card sold May 23 for $11,000 and sold for October 31st for $11,600. This is a 9. This is a 9. It's not a 9.5. That just doesn't seem like a big enough drop to me.
Well, I mean, I feel like if it was a PSA 10 selling for 11,000, 5,000 wouldn't seem like a big enough drop. But
yeah,
is there that big of a gap between BGS 9 and BGS 9.5?
Yeah, it's not as big.
Yeah.
Some people are asking about the pop on this card. I can tell you that there's 29 BGS 9.5s. I suppose the last raw sale was 8,884 on October 25th for a raw. So that is quite a big drop. And then the card ladder value has a raw estimated at 6,142. So I will say, I guess that Nate's got some good thinking there. Between that and the Luka and Trae, I mean, that's not a big set. That's Dominion. That's sticker autos. It's a BGS 8. Well, the two signatures on there is really nice. Nate sometimes tells me that specific card just doesn't have much.
I was looking at it while you were talking about the Zion.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's the gray, the metallic underneath the gold there and above the white. It just makes it look.
Makes it look weird. I don't know. It's just not that aesthetically pleasing to me.
If they chose a different color, maybe a black or an actual color, or maybe not gold around the edges, but it's a weird looking card. I don't like it.
It really is. All right, moving on. Got some baseball here. I knew that these would really rile Nate up. So we've got 2013. This is a Topps Chrome X Factor Mike Trout SGC 9 second or third-year Mike Trout card that sold for $312, and then a 9.5 Tatis Bowman Chrome Refractor rookie number at $499 that sold for $312. Both those $312. The Tatis is a SGC 9.5. Nate, give me your thoughts on those two selling for the exact same thing.
Insane. For starters, I know X Factors are rare, super rare, and I'm sure they're probably more rare in 2013 than they are nowadays. That being said, this is numbered to $499. It's a better grade, and people love spending money on young up-and-coming players. I mean, Tatis isn't up-and-coming. He's already a bona fide superstar, top 5 player in the league. I would have expected the Tatis to sell for more. I know Bowman Chrome rookies haven't been the hottest thing in the world. But if I had I mean, I do have $312. If I wanted to, I could have spent. I always say if I had this much money, but $312 is not that much money, grand scheme of things. I would have bought the Fernando Tatis all day long. Just a card that I think could go up way quicker than a 30-year Topps Chrome.
Hey, can I toss you something here on Mike Trout X Factors?
Mm-hmm.
The last sales,
is this numbered? Is this update or is this
not
not?
this is not numbered. This is just Topps Chrome.
Okay.
The last sales of the Topps Chrome Trout X Factor, we have PSA 10 that sold for $870 on January 17th in auction. PSA 9 that sold for $290 on January 10th in auction. Raw sold for $172.50 on December 20th. PSA 9 $400 on December 20th. And then we have a BGS 9.5 that sold on December 6th for $330. The SGC 9 sold for $312.
So what you're telling me is go find these, scour every corner of the internet and card shows for some non-graded 2013 X Factors, grade them for $30, sell.
Do you remember I asked you about Mike Trout's second and 30-year cards if they're going to be,
Yeah, and then we settled on we should go after Tatis and all those guys second and 30-year cards?
Yeah, we did. But it's just interesting to think about that. That's a pretty nice sale right there.
It is a nice sale.
And I should say, there are a lot of people here that are saying what's up to us. And with Nate's little spiel at the beginning, I forgot to say our normal hellos. So Tony, Global Sports Card Investor, the Catholic Kid, Nick, Foles, good to see you all. And then we have Midwest Ripper that just said hi. We are doing okay. We're doing okay. We're trying to cover from that Packers game. We're not going to talk about it right now. Maybe later. And then the next sale for baseball in yesterday's auction was $2,000 for Tatis Purple Refractor PSA 10 number $299 from Topps Chrome, and $2,000 for Jason Dominguez Base Auto PSA 10. Nate, I know that these cards cannot be any different. You're talking about a non-auto Topps Chrome Refractor rookie color and a first Bowman Chrome Base Auto PSA 10. They're both PSA 10s. And let me know, anyone in the chat too. This is not just Nate. This is all of you also. $2,000. Does it make sense to ever go Dominguez here?
Well, for starters, purples always seem to undersell other colors. I know that it's like the lowest numbered, but also it's like shocking how poorly purple's numbered $299 sell.
Yeah, I think like that whenever you mention numbered cards, you always talk about the reverse that I think that myself and others talk about in technically the highest numbered card. I have $299.
Yeah. Fair. The highest numbered card. I'm always shocked how low high numbered cards like the purple $299 of Topps Chrome colors sell. So if I was going for the quickest way to make money, I would be going with the Dominguez. If he absolutely blew up this year, like I expect Tatis to do really well, and he was amazing last year, and that's a $2,000 card. Dominguez was terrible, and that's a $2,000 card. So if you're a gambling man, it's way easier in my eyes to get that Dominguez to $4,000 than it is that Tatis Topps Chrome Purple to get to $4,000. So from that lens, I would take the Dominguez, but since I'm not a gambling man and I'd rather have the security, I'm taking Tatis. And if I wanted to go a step further, I wouldn't take either because Tatis's injuries scare me and Dominguez just might not be that good.
Well, anyone in the chat, which one would you take? Tatis Purple off $299 PSA 10 or the Dominguez Auto PSA 10? I think that, like Nate said, I don't know if I'd spend $2,000 in either, but they did sell. So there we have it. Next up, I'm going to talk about this one. We've got two soccer cards here. One's a sticker, one's a Sapphire rookie. The Holland sold for $1.2K. BGS 9.5, which is actually a massive sale on a 9.5. This is a true gem. And then Alex Morgan World Cup stickers, PSA 10 from 2011, sold for $1,230. The last sale of this was in last month's PWCC auction for $800. This sold for $500 more 1 month later. And that's big. That is really big. That's a huge growth in a women's soccer card right there. I've seen a lot of people start to talk about women's cards more, regardless if it's WNBA or maybe tennis, because on last night also the premier auctions ended through PWCC, and we have got the two biggest women's female athlete cards sales of all time. I don't really know what I was trying to say there, but the two biggest sales for a female card happened last night. The first one, the biggest, is the PSA 10 SI for kids. That's for $117,000. Hey, do you want to know what the last registered sale is of that publicly?
Yes, I do.
So everyone, I'm using Card Ladder sales data history or sales history. Now this shows me all different sales history for the past, it's like 15 plus years, multiple different data sources. And this one went in November 19th, 2018. It sold for $442. That is 3.5 years ago or so. And it sold for $442. That's like a 26,000% ROI or something like that.
What also, that's like very bold. Spending $442 on that 3.5 years ago. Like,
There's
could you
only
imagine?
there's only 8 PSA 10s. I'm not sure how many there were at the time. But yeah, man, I can't believe it. That's insane. $442 to 117 grand. And then the other card on the left is a 2003 Net Pro rookie, the Glossy of 100 PSA 10. This one sold for 96 grand last night. The sale before that happened 15 days ago. It sold through Golden. Same thing. Glossy of 100, Serena Williams. It sold for $55K 15 days ago, $55,200. That is it's a $40,000 price increase in 15 days. 40 grand in 15 days. I don't really have many words for this and can't wait to share this to Instagram because we have not yet. But it's a 74% ROI in 15 days. Like, that's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's good to see, though. If these are the two most expensive female cards of all time, clearly there's been multiple $1 million cards of Brady and all those guys. Not saying these are $1 million cards in the future, but cool to see Serena Williams cross the 100 grand threshold. Very cool to see. All right, Nate, let's switch to massive gears here. Football.
All right.
Divisional playoffs. The craziest weekend of football I've ever seen. Let's start it off here with the guy that got eliminated, but still impressed like crazy.
Yep. I figured why not start it off with Josh Allen since he was insane. I am more upset about Josh Allen not making it than I am about Aaron Rodgers. That's how amazing Josh Allen was last night. Chiefs went down, scored a touchdown. Josh Allen goes down, scores a touchdown, leaves 2 minutes and some seconds left for the Chiefs. Chiefs go down and score a touchdown in like a minute. Josh Allen goes down and scores a touchdown. And then the Chiefs go down in 13 seconds and kick a field goal. Absolutely insane. I saved the picture. I saw a stat that Patrick Mahomes had 170 yards after the 2-minute warning.
I saw that.
Insane. And then also, so in the final 2 minutes, and I'm assuming this includes overtime, Josh Allen 5 for 7, 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes 10 for 13, 188 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's insane. 2
minutes in overtime. Those two quarterbacks combined for 290 yards and 4 touchdowns, and only had 5 incompletions between the two of them.
Aaron Rodgers, 60 minutes, 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, unbelievable. And Jimmy Garoppolo too.
Yeah.
But for Josh Allen, showed so much heart, absolutely insane. Rushed for so many first downs on like 4th down, gave up his body multiple times to get the yards he needed. What an insane day. And you can see, despite losing.
Shout out to Gabriel really quick. He's watching from Planet Fitness. Thanks for coming.
Better yourself, Gabriel.
Also, really quick, Nate, before you go into this, I want to shout out all this data in today's episode is from Card Ladder Pro. It's our exclusive data provider. Great guys, great and lady too, Christina and Chris and Josh over at Card Ladder. Put together an amazing platform. You can do a 7-day free trial right now if you hit the link we just dropped in the chat or in the description. It is very worthy. It's very valuable. We save hundreds of minutes, hours, whatever you want to say, using it for sure. It just gives you automatic trends and automatic sales history. Does all the eBay best offer price calculation for you. You don't need to go and use all these different things, plugging in IDs and whatnot. It just automatically shows you what cards sell for if you search it. So it's really cool. Go ahead, Nate.
So you can see here this BGS 9.5, despite him losing, it's on an upward trend. Obviously, it's not an upward trend from before the season, but from Christmas, it has raised. It was below $3,000, and now it just one got sold for best offer $3,800. Now, obviously, 9.5 comes with the caveat of you don't know if this was a true gem plus, if the other one, so there's a caveat there, but it's incredible that his prices are rising despite him losing, and that is a testament to how amazing that game was. And that was probably no joke, that was probably the best game of football I've ever watched in my entire life.
Yeah, I see a lot of people, and I also have been like trying to hold myself from saying it's like this is the best game of football ever because I've only seen football that I remember for the past, I don't know, 12 years or something. And my thought here is that it's what Nate said. It's the best game of football I've ever seen. The last 5 minutes was insane. And I want you all to let us know right now. So Josh Allen's cards, as Nate pointed out, this one that sold for over $5,000, maybe it was like a true gem plus or something, and sold for over 5,000. It went down to like 22, 2,500, 20, right around there. Up over 3,000 out of the $3,800 buy it now. That is quite the increase for losing. What do you all think about his market over the summer or off season starting in spring until summer? Nate and I were talking about today. Do you foresee his market dropping throughout the year, or is it still worthy to buy in now, given that a lot of his cards are cheaper than what they were, let's say, before the season started? The Bills, they weren't like awesome to start the regular season. They got really good as the season went on. And then obviously took the L to the Chiefs last night. But is it worth jumping in on his cards earlier, I'd say, than like what you might expect to jump in on an offseason buy, because he might have a ton of momentum in the market going throughout the year, even until next season? Nate, let me know what you think. Others can let us know in the chat too.
It's a tough call. I do think he's going to be there every single year with a chance at the AFC Championship, but you've got so many good QBs.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, obviously, Deshaun Watson if he comes back, Aaron Rodgers if he gets traded to the Broncos or the Browns
Steelers.
or the Steelers, because I don't think they're going to trade him into the NFC. And so you have a ton of good young QBs and that's not even to mention what if a Zach Wilson takes a step forward or somebody like that. So you got a ton of good young QBs
Or Trevor Lawrence.
It's still a big risk. Like Josh Allen's good, the Bills are good, but look at Joe Burrow. Nobody expected before the season started. If you had told me that Joe Burrow and the Bengals would be in the AFC Championship game and Josh Allen and the Bills wouldn't be, I wouldn't have believed you. Or Lamar Jackson and the Ravens wouldn't even make the playoffs. I know, tons of injuries aside, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, the NFC is in desperate need for some stars to replace Rodgers and Wilson, as they're kind of on their way out, at least from, they might still be there next year. Who knows if they're in the NFC, but, some good, fresh, young talent. Kyler Murray, kind of very disappointing end of the season. Justin Fields is just starting, so it's hard to really have that right away.
I am interested in Justin Fields. I will admit that. He showed some flashes against the Packers this year.
Nate equals interested. Yeah, I always thought that he was actually going to be pretty decent, although a lot of people think that, I guess, Ohio State quarterbacks might be decent, and they never are. But we'll see.
It's like the new USC, huh?
Exactly, yep. Now we have 2018 Prism-based PSA 9 here, which that recovered all the way back to early October prices or mid-October prices with a sale of $215.90. Nate, why do you have this on here?
I just wanted to show a different, a base card that, testament to Josh Allen, so hot. You can have a base PSA 9, and I'm kicking myself because I liked Josh Allen for a while, and the last year before the season started, they were $60 for a non-graded. I was like, man, maybe I should just buy one to have one. I never did it.
Yeah,
should have done it. But it's just a testament to Josh Allen. Even when in a cold base market, you've got base PSA 9 going up $215 despite the loss. Pretty incredible. That's all I got on that. Shout out Josh Allen.
Yep. TM's got a good question here. Any thought on if Trevor Lawrence prices stay soft in the offseason as Panini plays catch up on 2021 products? This is a massive point here. Mosaic just released after the regular season ended. We have not had Prism. We have not had Select, Optic, Contenders, Immaculate, which I think releases tomorrow, actually, so Immaculate's going to drop soon. National Treasures. There are so many major NFL products that are not out, and the season's done. Yeah. I think that, yes, it hurts release prices. I doubt that Panini is adjusting the prices of their boxes based off of the time that they're releasing these things. But I can sure as heck guarantee that Trevor Lawrence cards are not going to be as expensive as they would have been if they were released before the season or within the first couple
Oh,
weeks.
could you imagine the bloodbath people would have had buying Trevor Lawrence cards if all these things came out before the season? People got saved. People
Oh,
got
they
saved
did.
across the entire class because the entire class was pretty poor.
Well, let me throw you this one, Nate. Is it going to be a great time to buy non-graded, maybe color, maybe some silvers from these different sets to try to grade before the next season comes?
Well, A, yes, that is always a good, and you could probably buy any quarterback, get them graded, and make your money. But also, if you have an inkling about one of these guys over the rest of them, there was a lot of first-round quarterbacks. One of these guys is going to be good. Well, Mac Jones was good. But one of these guys is going to end up, popping off, and you just have to guess the right guy. And there's a huge, huge buying opportunity. You remember when Patrick Mahomes was poor in the middle of the season? And people are like, "Oh, is this a buying opportunity or are the Chiefs just broken?" And I thought the Chiefs were broken. Clearly, they weren't. And it was a buying opportunity because you can see Mahomes prices now, and they're bouncing right back on up. And it'll be interesting to see. Now, it should be mentioned that the Jaguars are a bad team, and the Bears are a bad team, and the Jets are a bad team, though they have Matt LaFleur's brother as their offensive coordinator, and that's interesting. And I like Robert Saleh. There are a lot of poorly run franchises that these quarterbacks are on, which could, be a deterrent to me investing in any of these guys.
Sure. Is that all you had to say?
That's all I had to say.
Oh, I thought you were going to follow up with something else there. I got you. But interesting when this product releases so late. Okay. DK asked about going to cover UFC ladder movers after UFC 270. Talking about some of the fights this past weekend. Probably not, just because we don't know a whole lot. We don't watch it. I see some highlights sometimes. I know a couple of the fighters, but definitely don't really know enough to cover it. Although I know the Prism set and the Topps Chrome sets and stuff. But anything you want to throw in the chat, I can read off and let some people know about some market movement if you like. Who will be the QB for Washington football team next year? Nate, new QB, or is it going to be a trade, a sign? Hey, I'd have thought.
I wouldn't be. Well, you have a thought? Russell Wilson? Is Russell Wilson your thought?
I was going to say, what if they're like, hey, Kirk Cousins, come back?
Well, I'm fairly confident Kirk still has a contract in Minnesota that's fully guaranteed. So I don't think
that's what my funny thought is. Who would trade for that contract?
Yeah. Maybe I could see maybe a Baker Mayfield. Young, still some upside. Browns probably want to move on if they go after like Aaron Rodgers. And then you move Baker to like a Washington football team that's young and has some upside. Could be an interesting play.
Could be an interesting play. Okay, next up. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
Mahomes had a huge game too. Mahomes, both him and Allen, if you look at their stats, very similar. Very similar stats from the game. The QBRs, the passer ratings, touchdowns, rushing yards, literally all of it was really similar, although Mahomes did have a rushing touchdown. This is 2017 Select Field Level PSA 10. Last sold for $12,100 after the game. If you go to, that is just as early as January 9th. This was under 10K. So
yeah,
that's
9,000 some for a PSA 10.
So that's some big movement right there.
All the way up to 12K. 2 weeks later. Literally 2 weeks later.
That's crazy. Robert V said, want to say hello from Australia. Really enjoy the podcast, gents. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming. And we thank you for your support, for listening to the podcast and the lives. It means a lot. I don't think there's too much.
There's not too much to say. It just shows that you could have made huge money if you made the right plays on the right quarterbacks, even at the end of the season.
Yeah. Especially because there's a pretty big dip in his cards too after the terrible start.
Yeah. I mean, he was unquestionably bad.
Oh, I agree.
Like unarguably bad.
I was seeing him make throws I've never seen him make before, forcing stuff into places and throwing tons of interceptions. It's just
talking about forcing stuff. Aaron Rodgers, did you see that? Did you see that last play where he heaved it to Devontae and Alan Lazard was wide open in the middle of the field?
Dude,
like he threw it before Alan Lazard got wide open, but there was no reason to have to force that ball because he had a clean pocket.
Yeah, and not only did he not throw to Lazard, dude, St. Brown was open up the left side. Like he had one-on-one and had the guy by a step or two. There's way too much focus. Dude, there was a lot of like old Aaron Rodgers habits in our losing seasons with Mike McCarthy I saw in that game.
Yeah. I heard today that Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams had, I forget, 20-something
18
targets
catches
between
combined.
the two of them. And the rest of the team, every other guy had 6 targets combined between the rest of the team.
It was, I think it was 2 catches versus 18. Lazard
and one of them was Mercedes Lewis's catch that he fumbled.
Yep.
Which I do think, I mean, special teams and all that. But Mercedes Lewis doesn't fumble that ball. We're getting into field goal range at least.
I think it's 14-0 at that point. We were working them. Really, Adams was working them. Is what he was destroying those guys off the line every time. Robert says, "Love the content, fellas." Well, hey, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. John said some things about the Packers that I don't want to read.
Who said some?
He was saying, so sad Green Bay lost, and he said not. So can't wait to hear some post Green Bay loss analysis. Well, there you go. There was some. John says, "Are you going to be at the Eau Claire this coming weekend? The Eau Claire show?" Yeah, you should stop by.
Is there an Eau Claire show, John? If so, I will be there because I'm going to try to hit up more local shows. And if there is an Eau Claire show, well, I'll still be in Eau Claire this weekend.
Good one. Wow, we got the 4 touchdown man here, Gabriel Davis. He's been good for a while. And now there was no Tyrann Mathieu. I saw a lot of people saying, but 200 plus yards, 4 touchdowns. That's a postseason record, playoffs record. 4 touchdowns in a game. Multiple players had 3. Randall Cobb, we were at that game, Nate, when he had 3 touchdowns, 1 being Hail Mary. But this is his Genesis. This is PSA 9, sold for $80 or $85 on December 6th. Nate found a CSG 9 that sold for $150. A CSG 9 on January 24th. And this is by the Card Ladder sales history tool right here. So you don't see a graph, but these, like I was saying, when you look it up in the sales history, it combines all the different sales into one search.
Gabriel Davis averaged 34 yards a game this year.
34 a game?
34 a game. He had 201 yards in this game.
Wow.
Absolutely insane.
That's crazy. That is really crazy.
Hey, John, is it in the mall? The Eau Claire card show? You let me know that. As for Aaron Rodgers, we can move on. It dropped like a rock. He will get traded. It will go back. Well, likely. The Packers are $40 million in salary cap prison. So I don't know what they would have to do. So much maneuvering of contracts and getting guys to take cuts to just be able to franchise tag Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
To keep the team together. And that's probably without being able to keep Rasul Douglas or Devondre Campbell. So I don't see Aaron Rodgers being like, yeah, I want to stick on that team. I wouldn't want him. And I kind of don't want him to. I want him to go off. We'll get a couple picks for him. Maybe we can cut the salary enough to franchise tag Devontae and have him for one more year, or just let him walk and get the 3rd round pick we'd get for him signing somewhere else. Or we can franchise tag him and trade him. But I think that'd be a really bad look for our team for future free agents. That's a ton of money, so he's probably gone. I don't think he's going to retire. I don't think you retire after winning an MVP, just like I don't think Tom Brady retires after throwing for 5,300 yards or whatever it was. So I think he's gone, and you'll notice that 785 last sale, he goes to the Broncos or the Steelers, and there's a whole nother fan base getting excited. I got to imagine it goes right back up to $1,000. Would you agree?
That was what I was going to ask the chat. Everyone watching right now, what do you think about Rodgers after a trade? Like Nate said, do we see a bounce back? Obviously, we got this dip here, terrible performance against the Niners all around on the Packers team outside the defense. That's a hefty drop. That's a big, big drop. And as for trades, I have to imagine if you put a MVP caliber quarterback on that Steelers team, they are probably right there as top 3 team in the league. You have a Minkah Fitzpatrick and TJ Watt are probably the 2 best defensive players at their respective positions. Obviously, TJ Watt. Fitzpatrick's a baller. I've watched that guy play, and he's just insane.
Yeah. Najee Harris is a good running back. Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson.
Juju plus,
Smith-Schuster.
yeah,
They
plus
have their Fire Muthin
yeah,
or whatever.
Pat Freiermuth, dude, he's a stud. They have weapons on weapons, and I don't want okay, personally, I would like to get the band back together for one more year. That was one of the saddest games I've ever been to in my life. I was there. I was so dejected.
What's the point though?
Bro, I want to get back together.
Here's the thing. We literally can't get the band back together. You're not going to have the same team you had at the end of this year because we just can't afford them.
Yes, no, I understand what you're saying.
And
Rodgers,
Devondre Campbell are going to get huge pay raises. Devontae Adams is going to get a huge pay raise.
Yeah, Rodgers made it very clear that the only way he really stays is if somehow all the contracts work out or whatever, and most of the team's back.
Aaron, question for you.
Yeah.
You think Bill Belichick goes and grabs Aaron Rodgers and then clears some cap space to get Devontae Adams?
Can you imagine Adams and Rodgers on the Patriots? No, dude. What do you think they're gonna trade Mac Jones for Aaron Rodgers? Why would they just have Mac Jones sit another year? They're not trading Mac Jones for Aaron Rodgers.
I'm just thinking about Bill Belichick being an old guy, probably only has a couple of years. If he has a chance at Aaron Rodgers, now obviously you're gonna have to contend with the Browns are in a position to win. They're gonna want a guy like that. The Broncos are in a position to win. The Steelers are in a position to win. And I'm sure there'll be the first person to offer 2 firsts and a second or 3 firsts, whatever it is going to get him. But if I am Bill Belichick and I'm sitting there and I'm old and I'm saying I can try to build with Mac Jones for a couple of years, or I can go get Aaron Rodgers right now and see if I can win 2 more Super Bowls or a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers and prove to Tom Brady I don't need him.
Or you trade Rodgers, Love, and Adams all in the same deal.
Why would we? No, I'd rather run Love out there and see what he can do.
Bro, let's just get Mac Jones.
Well, not going to happen.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'd like to say that too. Tony says my Steelers will be incredible with Rodgers, and I'm hoping if he plays there, I'm bringing you 2 to a game. Well, if there's any consolation prize for losing on Rodgers, it's going to see a game in Pittsburgh for free, Tony. Right, Tony?
Tell you what, Tony. Take me to a Pittsburgh Pirates game instead because PNC Park is amazing, and I haven't crossed it off the list yet.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, that stadium's awesome. So John says that y'all should focus.
It would be short-sighted. Sorry, Aaron, I cut you off. It would be very short-sighted, but I'm just thinking Bill Belichick is old. Maybe he wants to try to win another Super Bowl or 2 as opposed to building up with Mac Jones because I can't imagine he's going to coach for much longer.
So you're saying Bill Belichick's going to hijack the entire franchise future plan just to win 1 or 2 of these last few years he's coaching?
I mean, if Tom Brady didn't win a Super Bowl without him, maybe. But Bill Belichick he's going to be 70 by the start of next season.
Yeah, I know.
You think he's going to coach till he's like 75?
I don't know. That's up to him. But I want to point out what John said because he said y'all should focus on the Bucks. Heard when Drew, Greek, and Milton are on the floor at the same time. They are 17-3. That is very true. Don't let that record deceive you. There's been a lot of injuries and sitting out this year for the big 3 of the Bucks or COVID. Middleton was out for a while. Bucks are still the best team in the East when all 3 are playing. There's no question about it. Y'all can come at me too. Miami Heat fans, Chicago Bulls fans, 76ers fans, Raptors fans, whoever you are. Although Raptors always have our number. It's sad to watch. We lost 2 in a row. But I don't think all 3 of them played at the same time. So, yeah.
I mean, they've only played 20 games to get at the same time this year, and we've played 45 games, something like that.
Yeah. Yep. And there's been no Brook Lopez the entire year. Not that he'll be very effective, I guess, after back surgery. We'll have to see. It's yet to be seen. Tony said, yes, Aaron, free.
Looks like we're going out to Pittsburgh late September.
I'm going to ship Rodgers out personally myself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Well, am I? I don't know.
Well, Tony, can you guarantee us 3 first-round picks?
That's funny, Nick. This one's not very fun to look at, but Nick can talk about this one.
Deebo Samuel. I want to not like him. I want to not like him because he's a 49er. But if this isn't just like the most interesting player in the NFL, I don't know who is. Deebo Samuel is just insane. And I mean, he was running into guys against the Packers. He's running into linebackers. He's running into Devondre Campbell. He's a wide receiver, and he's not getting trucked. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've never really seen anything like it, and it's frustrating. And he didn't have like the greatest game against the Packers,
No.
but he was still impressive. And
why did it have to be a running play on 3rd and 7 and Deebo Samuel gets a first down? It's like the entire week coming in this, you're like, okay, find a way to just limit the run and maybe we can win. Well, we did limit the run a lot, and then it's got to be that play that beats us.
Yep. So very frustrating, but Deebo, he's so much fun. He's so much fun, and you can see his prices here. I mean, September they're $40 for a PSA 9 silver, all the way up to $155 as of the day of the game. Incredible. And it's Cordell Patterson Jr., except that it took years and years and years for Cordell to get unlocked with this year with the Falcons, and Deebo's doing that already in his second year, third
Which really
year.
shows you that either there was some not good coaching with Patterson or just some waste opportunities.
I mean, it was the Vikings, so
yeah. Well, he was on one other team after that too. Can't remember who actually.
Seahawks. Did he go to Seahawks?
I don't think so.
No, the Patriots. He was on the Patriots for a while.
Patriots,
I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, it was.
He's been around.
This is a monster.
I love this.
This is a monster sale. Come on, Nate. Let's hear it.
So Cooper Kupp. Raise your hand if you thought Cooper Kupp would become the best wide receiver in the NFL, and I will tell you that you're a liar because it's insane how good Cooper Kupp was this year. It's insane that he kept getting huge catch after huge catch on Sunday for the Rams when they needed it. He's unbelievable, and you can see it here. $2,700, November 6th, or not $2,700, $56.
Yeah,
November 6th, 2017. How unexciting was Cooper Kupp at that point? Somebody got a gold vinyl out of 5 for $56 after the product released.
That's crazy. That's
$3,500 now.
$3,500 sale today. That's crazy, and it's really wild to see an out of 5 card that's over $3,000 come up raw right now. That's pretty wild actually to see that.
I'd also like to point out that at one point, Aaron and I were in a Dynasty Fantasy Football League, and I had Cooper Kupp, and I had like Michael Gallup, and I had Dak Prescott, and George Kittle, and a billion running backs, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt, Leonard Fournette, the list goes on, and Aaron didn't renew the league.
Nate, you forget that my team was absolutely juiced also.
Yeah, but I won the championship, and then you were like, oh, we're done.
Yep, that's exactly
Cooper Kupp, man.
That's exactly what happened. But yeah, $3,500 for Cooper Kupp. I mean, the guy's obviously a beast. He really won the game from this week on Stafford's arm, obviously. Speaking of Stafford.
Also, can I just say that speaking of Stafford, yeah, I absolutely love this. They trade for him. Some people thought it was an overpay. If you were in the NFC North, you knew that he's really good. Just was on a bunch of Lions teams that don't have a ton of talent and have a hard time keeping the talent they get. It'll be a number of years until Amon-Ra St. Brown is, a Charger or something like that because the Lions won't pay him. But Matthew Stafford loved Detroit. The people of Detroit loved him. He gave it his all. He gets traded to the Rams, and he might go to a Super Bowl in his first year with the Rams. That blows my mind, and I love it. And first-year Prism here, 2,800, September 19th. And that's with everyone being super excited that he's on the Rams now, and he went even higher.
Yeah, it's 2,700 September 19th. Don't forget it's the white one. Green one.
Oh, yeah, I keep reading the green one.
But now it's 4,000.
Yeah, which is crazy because you would have thought after that trade and all that hype that it'd be really hard to keep going higher. Here we are.
That's the same card, actually. The same as like PSA graded one. It's a pop one. Man, that's a nice sale. It's a really nice sale. As for Stafford, good season, good player, as Nate and I know, watching the Lions a lot. Played really well or at least at the end of the game and most of that game on Sunday. But at least the game I watched against the Packers, I went to that game too in Lambeau. He was not good. Like,
Stafford will have those games where he's the problem. He's the reason you lose.
Yeah, he was like literally. I was like, wow, dude, this Rams team is going to go nowhere in the playoffs. And then I guess things happen. Rodgers is terrible. Stafford's good. Now, next thing you know, it's the NFC Championship game, 49ers and the Rams. So I guess I should eat my words.
I am very curious. The 49ers have beat the Rams twice. The 49ers made Aaron Rodgers look like he had no idea what he was doing out there.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see the Rams. Now, we'll see. The 49ers are dealing with some offensive line issues right now. And they have Aaron Donald and Von Miller coming into town. So,
Nate, this is true. Let's not forget that the Rams were the reason why the 49ers even made the playoffs in the first place. Or at least that's the team that they beat.
Of course, if they didn't make the playoffs, it would have been the Saints. And then we would have had to play the Saints. And somehow we would have gotten destroyed by them, too. So
that's not necessarily true because the Cowboys probably beat the Saints and we probably play the Rams.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay. John says, Aaron, I've been buying a lot of retail Downers Road to Qatar. Notice that the purple lasers are numbered to 99, but the oranges are not. Find that odd. Hin auto and an orange Doku. Okay, so you're talking about lasers, meaning the Donruss cards, not the optic ones, because this year Road to Qatar for the 2021 or 2022 Donruss set is interesting to say the least. There's a lot of cards and parallels that are different than they were in the 2018 Donruss set. Like greens and reds aren't numbered. Velocities, they're not numbered. They were numbered out of 200 and numbered out of 50, 200 and numbered out of 50 for the Reds in 2018 Donruss. Now there's like pinks that are out of 99 and purples that are out of a different color or number and not 125. It's just there's a lot of different stuff going on Donruss this year. I'm not sure, John, on that. Most likely what you're saying, I guess in the past purples were in Chronicles, they were not numbered retail exclusives, I think, or something. But I'm not sure. I haven't opened a retail. I've only opened the hobby. Magic, what's up? I don't really want to talk to you right now. But he just said, I hope you don't hate me and still want to talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. Just kidding. Congrats on the win. Rams have lost 6 straight to the Niners. It sounds like the Packers losing.
I've always said hard to beat a team 7 times in a row. I've always said that. It will come true this weekend when the Rams win. The Rams had better win. I will not be able to handle Jimmy Garoppolo and Colin Kaepernick getting the 49ers to more Super Bowls than Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers got the Packers to.
Yeah, I can't either.
Or the same amount. Did Colin Kaepernick only get the Niners to 1 or did he get them to 2?
Well, he went to 1, but combined they'd be at 3 together.
Yeah, and Rodgers and Favre went to 3.
Yeah, so they'd be tied.
Of course, the Ravens, I'm sure you saw this one. The Ravens with Trent Dilfer and Joe Flacco have as many Super Bowl victories as the Packers do with Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. That's
also, I know that's like kind of, it's different eras a little bit. It's like one of them crossed over kind of, but it really does go to show you though how much it does matter of a quarterback now. I know that the 49ers made it with Jimmy Garoppolo in the past. They did not win, but I feel like it really is starting to become like, man, you could have the best defense, but if you don't have a good quarterback, you might never
But Jimmy
win.
Garoppolo is not good.
Yeah, but they haven't won with Jimmy G.
Jimmy Garoppolo just had 11 quarterback rating.
No, I know, Nate, but I like, here's my point. I think the 49ers team, if they do make the Super Bowl, they lose to the Bills, they lose to the Chiefs, might even lose to the Bengals. I just, maybe I'm wrong. But, I'm trying to say is back then, Trent Dilfer had like one of the best defenses of all time with that Ravens team. I don't think that happens today, I guess is my point.
That's fair.
Just especially with how pass heavy everything is now. Whoa.
I thought this one was interesting because this was before the game.
Yeah.
Huge sale. Biggest Aaron Donald sale I could find.
You might want to read this one off just in case people are listening on podcasts.
Oh, yeah. So 2014 Panini National Treasures, Aaron Donald rookie auto, number 25, PSA 10, sold for $12,000. The biggest card sale I could find of Aaron Donald. It's a PSA 10 auto on there too. And I just thought it was really interesting because somebody was taking a huge bet. Like, this is the equivalent of placing a massive bet before the Rams game, is buying this Aaron Donald 2 days before he plays. I got nothing else, but I just thought it was interesting. I wanted to share it.
That is interesting. I'm trying to figure out some data here for Brian. Brian says if Mahomes cards are 1,000, or if a Mahomes card is $1,000, what would a Josh Allen card be of the same? Is Josh Allen's value close to Mahomes? So no, Josh Allen's value is not close to Mahomes because you have Mahomes out of 10 RPAs from National Treasures that sell for like 500 grand, and then Allen's one of one sold for like 200K or something. I'm trying to like figure out the best comparable card, which is kind of difficult, Nate. Not gonna lie, it's kind of difficult to compare different years' cards. As we know, population reports change, and everything. But I'm just gonna pull up something here because this might be the best comparison because they're both are kind of base cards. For Prism, you can't really compare 2017 to 2018 with the silvers, the base, this and that. So maybe the best comparison is Optic for a base, just to see like how a value read is, I guess. So I'm going to share. This is straight from Card Ladder Pro, the compare tool. This is the 2017 Optic base PSA 10. Mahomes is the purple line, and then the red is Allen's line. Now we can also see the pop report. Wow, it's 3 times bigger for Mahomes, Nate. 3 times the PSA 10s out there of Mahomes and Allen for Optic base PSA 10, and the Mahomes is 1,187, and the Allen is 453. By the way, you have to do really good things to have your base PSA 10 increase $30 over the last 6 months. Like really good things. So for Josh Allen's base PSA 10 Optic to have increased in the last 6 months, now if you go to last month, it's even better. It's plus $160, which makes a little bit more sense. You got to buy at the bottom for these things, and they can grow. They can grow. But that's crazy. So, no, it's not even really close with their values. It is not similar at all. Mahomes is by far and away way more valuable, but for good reason. A Super Bowl, an MVP, all before age 24, I think it was, and made it to the second Super Bowl, and is, I would say, more likely than not going to make it to the third, although I really want Rams and Bengals really badly. Nate, are you with me on that?
Yep, I would like that. That'd be just a fun matchup.
Yeah. So I guess if you're sitting here like, oh man, I like Josh Allen so much more than Mahomes, well, maybe it is time to buy some Josh Allen versus Mahomes if you are feeling that way. Speaking of that guy, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, man, Nate, these are some huge guys that sold last night in the premiere.
I think this is our last slide. And I wanted to save Joe Burrow to last because Josh Allen was amazing, and Patrick Mahomes was amazing, and the 49ers defense was amazing, and to an extent, the Packers defense was amazing. The opposite of that was the Packers special teams, which was the worst performance I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, sweet Oakwood Mall. And Joe Burrow, so much fun. Jamar Chase, so much fun. And I found this interesting because a 2020 National Treasures True RPA, number 99, uncirculated, still in the Panini case and tagged.
Yep, they were redemptions.
$66,000. The 2020 Optic Contenders Gold Auto, number to 10, BGS 95, sold same day, $50,000. So I guess my question here is, you've got one non-graded but uncirculated, should be in pretty good shape. You've got one graded already, BGS 95. Would you rather have the BGS 95 Gold, number to 10 auto, and $16,000, or the NTRPA ungraded?
I'm not a huge Optic Contenders fan. You know that. I know you're not either. National Treasures RPA really is the thing. It's the LeBron Exquisite. It's the Contenders Brady type of deal. Sometimes rarity gets you. Someone really wants a gold, and you can double your money if someone really wants a gold. I don't know, man. That's such a tough question. All I know is that this Joe Burrow sold for like $12,000 in January of last year. So in about a year, it's up 12,000 to 66K. Yeah, let us know. I'm still mulling this over. But if you want to drop a comment, if you'd rather have the Optic Gold Contenders Auto of 10, BGS 9.5, and 16K, or the non-graded RPA, the uncirculated thing there from the redemption, let us know. Jeez.
Yeah, because you got the guarantee that it's a good grade. You don't have the guarantee with the NT. I'm imagining it's good because it's uncirculated. It hasn't really been touched by anybody. But you just don't know. So you have that guarantee, and you also have gold. And people are weird about their golds. You just saw an Optic Gold. Now, this is Optic Contenders, but you saw the Optic Gold Tom Brady sell for $13,000. But it's a true NTRPA.
Oh, man.
And it's a 3-color patch.
So we just had a question here. What was this? Magic. I wonder if Burrow wins, will his cards go past Josh Allen's? So I'm looking right now. Josh Allen's 2018 National Treasures auto PSA 10 sold in December 11th, so a little bit over a month ago, for $70,570. Now, Card Ladder estimate has this thing at $77K based off of the recent price rise after last night's game and the playoffs. But man, Nate, $66K for a Burrow versus a PSA 10 Allen that sold for a month ago for 70 grand?
Yeah, that's absurd.
Give me the Allen all day.
Give me the Allen too. And if that's the case, give me the gold optic contenders Joe Burrow, because 66,000 for a non PSA 10, when if push comes to shove, I'm taking Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I like Joe Burrow, but I'm taking Josh Allen. Yeah.
Nate, I think I'm with you because of how much the NT has grown. Not to say the optic contenders hasn't grown a ton either, but all I know is like 12 to 66K on something that's clearly passing Josh Allen, where I could see Josh Allen's optic gold contenders rival that or go for more than Burrow's.
Contenders RPA is not even a game worn patch anyways.
That is true.
So.
I mean, keep in mind, people still pay crazy money from Luka Doncic regardless. So, you could say that when Luka
people
was
pay crazy money for 2018 Messi cards signed by his brother.
Until there's physical proof, I'm not buying it. Just as Luka's mom's signatures go for $1 million. So
it's true.
No proof on that either, technically. So don't accuse me of saying there's proof on that. I'm just feeding the rumors. Brian says I take gold contenders. Nate, I think I'm in the same boat. I mean, give me that 16 grand and I'm going to go buy, if it has to be football. In a few months, I'm going to buy some Justin Herbert, probably contenders auto, to fill the $16,000 void and have hands in two different buckets at the same time.
I like it.
Where do you buy the 16K?
Oh, if I had to buy football?
Yep.
All the Amon-Ra St. Brown I could get my hands on.
Oh my gosh, really?
He was really impressive at the end of the year. I don't know if Jared Goff is their quarterback next year, but if they go with a young QB and he's their number one wide receiver and he just gets force-fed the ball, I mean, I could see 1,300 yards out of him, 10 touchdowns.
Don't get me wrong. He's really nice, and he had a really good end of the year. But if you're spending $16K, what do you buy?
Okay. You did. That's fair. Am I being really risky or not as risky?
Well, you're a pretty risky 50 grand with Burrow, so.
All right, then I'd probably go with Herbert. But if I was being really risky, I'd go with Justin Fields.
Ooh. I don't know, Nate. I don't know. That's super risky.
I like him. I like him
too, but there's just so many. It's the same thing at Kyler Murray. When you have 4 to 5 quarterbacks trying to overshadow all these guys, how many guys can really explode in value like that? I suppose if Justin Fields does great things, he can go up in value a lot. But
here's the thing: the Packers, huge salary cap problems, and Aaron Rodgers is probably gone, so they're no longer a contender for the division. The Vikings are getting older, and they're probably going to win the division next year, but you just never know. The Lions are getting better, but the Bears, they got some talented pieces. Their defense is getting older, but they got some talented pieces, and I don't know. I think I like Fields and the Bears with especially with Mooney. I really like Mooney. I like Allen Robinson.
All right, Nate, I'm gonna put you in charge of getting us some Justin Fields cards over the next 3-4 months.
I mean, yeah, we'll do that. We'll pick up 1 or 2 just in case something happens.
Nick Foles says I also can't see Aaron Rodgers in another uniform. I can't either, but will it happen? Probably.
Hey, I couldn't see Brett Favre in another uniform, and then I was looking at him in a Vikings uniform. So life comes at you quick.
Rodgers would be giving up $30 million plus for the next 3 years each year if he retires. I can't see it happening when he's playing like an MVP. Not on Saturday or not on Saturday, but in general he was.
And I think Magic brought up something about Tom Brady earlier. And that's the thing. Rodgers is coming off an MVP award, likely. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady's coming off of 5,100 yards, 5,300 yards, and the most passing yards of his career as a 44-year-old. I just don't see a way these guys retire. I know the end of the year is disappointing. It did not end how either of them wanted to. I could see them both on different teams next year, but I don't think they're retiring.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see him retiring either. They're both too good right now. All right, Nate, any last thoughts tonight?
Football is dead to me. And next up is March Madness. So let's hope for a good Kansas Jayhawk run. Of course, I know what's going to happen. They're going to tear my heart out in the round of 32 or the Sweet 16, and I'm going to get just as upset watching them as I am watching the Packers. And then the Bucks are going to make it to the playoffs, and we're going to lose our magic and lose to the Raptors or something in the first round in like Game 7, and then that's going to tear my heart out again. And then we're going to get to baseball season, and Corbin Burns is like going to have Tommy John surgery or something.
I'm done listening to Nate. I'm done. Too many negative things coming out of his mouth right now. All right. Update really quick. So we do not have Slab Stocks Breaks tomorrow on Tuesday on the YouTube channel because we are leaving tomorrow morning for Lexington, Kentucky to go see Kentucky Roadshow and Jimmy and his team down in Kentucky. We're super excited for that. We actually haven't done really like a road trip to go see some shops. We've done some different traveling for shows and whatnot, but very excited for this to see about Jimmy's shop. And then we're also going to go up to Columbus through Thursday to go see Ryan Card Collector 2 at his shop. So we'll be gone from Tuesday, Thursday. But on Wednesday, we will be doing a Whatnot stream out of the Kentucky Roadshow shop starting at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So please tune into that on Whatnot. If you want to engage with us while we are down in the shop, we'll be selling some soccer singles and packs and whatnot. Very excited about that. And then
will we be selling singles and packs on Whatnot and Whatnot? Because I think you might have said and Whatnot.
Or I meant what I said, but both. I say and Whatnot a lot, but now it has a different meaning. Now there is an app called that, and we sell them there all the time. But that's the plan. I'm very excited for this trip. I'm excited to get some content down there. I'm excited to see some good friends, and we'll be sure to share the journey along the way via Instagram. So if you go check out our Instagram page and follow it, you can follow the journey there. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. And then on Thursday, the weekly slab is coming out at 6 p.m. Eastern time still, so you guys can watch that on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Other than that, everyone have a great rest of your week. Excited for our trip, and we'll see you all next week on the Monday YouTube Live. Actually, before that, we'll see you on Sunday again for the weekly auction bidding through PWCC at 9:45 p.m. Eastern time. As always, plenty of ways to engage with us throughout the week. Content really happening everywhere between Instagram and YouTube and newsletter. So this is not the last time I'll talk to you for a while, but see you all then Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time and whatnot. If you want to join, don't forget Kentucky Roadshow. Very excited for the trip. Nate, thanks for joining today as well.
Yep.